Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Today we read about Asa becoming king of Judah in 1 Kings chapter 15. And Asa and Baasha, the king of the northern tribes in Israel, were at war with one another, and Baasha had built up Ramah to block the people from Israel to go down from going down to Judah and joining up with Asa there. We find in 1 Chronicles chapter 15 that the people were wanting to go down to Judah to Asa because they saw that the Lord was with him. And they wanted to go down there and also participate in the various feasts that would take place in Jerusalem. And Baasha did not want this to take place, and so he built up Ramah to block people from doing that. Well, Asa ends up getting into a covenant with Ben-Hadad, the king of Aram, and Ben-Hadad goes to war against Baasha, and while they're fighting it out, the people of Judah actually go up and disassemble Ramah there, and that opens up the way for people then from the north to come down into Judah and to worship the Lord. And we should really respect the people for doing this, the people of Judah for doing this, because they went above and beyond. They went beyond what was expected of them to go and to tear down the very barrier that people had in coming down to worship the Lord. The people of Judah could have just said, well, as long as we can worship the Lord and as long as we're enjoying the blessing of the Lord, let the northern people kind of deal with it themselves. That's their problem. As long as we got Asa, as long as we got Jerusalem, we've got the temple, we're good. But they didn't. They were concerned about those people in the north and kind of put their lives on the line to go up and destroy this barrier that Baasha had built. And it's a great example for us as well, because part of being a disciple of Christ is breaking down barriers that people have. Of course, initially we got to break down our own barriers, things that perhaps were working against us and preventing us from accepting the Lord. Initially, to be converted to Christ, we had to break down those barriers and come to Christ and give our lives to Him. But ever since then, we should be of the business of breaking down barriers so that other people can come and see the Lord and participate in the blessings of our King, King Jesus. This is what the Apostle Paul describes in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, where he says, starting in verse 4, "For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. We are destroying speculations and every lofty thing raised up against the knowledge of God. We are taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ." And so he says there that we are basically tearing down everything that's built up against the knowledge of God. And that's what we are to be engaged with. Our society, people are born into a society that has a particular worldview, that has various truth claims that are presented to people, sometimes in a very subtle way, sometimes in a very blatant way. But all of these things that people have learned over the years as they've grown up in our society can build up resistance to accepting Christ. And so we as believers should help people disassemble those things that have been built up and help them to come to the knowledge of God. And of course, this is done by sharing scriptures, yes, but also by challenging the presuppositions that people have, kind of walking people through, thinking through the various assumptions that they might have or ideas that they might have that perhaps they just took for granted because that's what they were taught in society, but they never really thought them through, kind of helping them think through those things, doing it in a kind and gentle and loving way, not in a hateful or spiteful or condescending way, but just kind of helping people to reevaluate the way that they view the world and the way that they view reality. And helping people to kind of work through that and navigate through that so that the things that have been built up over the years that are keeping them from fully accepting Christ and coming to the knowledge of God, we can tear those things down and allow them to come and worship. So we should really take this example by the people of Judah to heart and say, you know what, let's not just be happy that we have the Lord. Let's not just be happy that we are the temple of the living God and that we get to experience the presence of God every day, but also help other people come in and be able to experience that as well. And to be willing to roll up our sleeves and tear down those barriers that will help or that keep them from actually experiencing that, so that they can come in and experience the goodness, the mercy, the grace of God. So these are the things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.